Alright, off we go! Looks like a quick blood shop here for both the racers. Actually, it looks like Skullgirls is just gonna ignore it. SillyPears checking it though, and it's a pretty juicy one. Titanium Longsword and a Blast Helm. I think in this case, considering the blood shop is right next to the start, it would be very much worth... Oh, okay, maybe SillyPears is gonna do it. I was about to say, very much worthwhile to just go for the throw kill to pick up both the Blast Helm and the Titanium Longsword for free. Yeah, you might get bad teleports like that, but, you know, it's right there. You just reset and try again. It only takes about, like, 10 seconds maybe to set up again. And another bad teleport, unfortunately, for SillyPears. But it is only a, I mean, from the position of spawn, there's, let me think, it's 26 possible... Oh, ooh, SillyPears accidentally exiting back to the lobby, gonna have to re-enter the seed number. So Skullgirls kind of getting an early advantage here. Fighting Glass Shop as well. Just gonna buy the glass armor there, but anyway, the way the Blood Shop teleportation AI works is he teleports to somewhere not immediately adjacent to you and then immediately moves. So there's 5 squares up above you where you can teleport, where you can survive, but you're forced to buy the middle item and exit. There's 6 tiles to the sides where if he goes there, you're just dead. And there's 15 below, which are totally safe. So it's a 15 out of 26 chance of, you know, getting the setup that'll let you win the fight safely, provided that you don't make any mistakes after that point. Which is, you know, a little bit more than half. So, spending the first minute and a half or so, unfortunately, due to, I believe that was 3 bad teleports, but is off to a much more solid start than Skullgirls' pretty minimal build is right now. Skullgirls with the basic spear, only dealing 1 damage, and that glass armor, which is going to prevent damage from 1 hit. And SillyPears with the Titanium Longsword and Blast Helm, which is going to provide instant detonation bombs and immunity to all explosive damage. All that said, Skullgirls did just find a Titanium Axe, which is arguably one of the strongest weapons in the game. A little bit tricky to use though, as, you know, the saying goes among all the CoNDOR casts, the axe is not a broadsword. The axe will either only attack the tile directly in front of you, or it will attack all 3 tiles 2 tiles away in front of you in a moving swipe. It's really easy to mix those ranges up and think that the broadsword or the axe is going to have that broadsword range, where it's just going to hit the 3 tiles directly in front of you, and you know, kind of trick you into thinking you can hit the diagonals in front of you. That's not the case. We've seen a lot of racers die to making that mistake. So hopefully this won't happen to Skullgirls, but it remains to be seen. Skullgirls, though, with a pretty quick lead. SillyPears taking some time on that 1-2 to farm up to buy the Torch of Strength, which is a really good item with that current build. Torch of Strength going to give that +1 damage, and bring that Titanium Longsword up to that critical 3 damage threshold we always talk about. We'll see if SillyPears is watching, because this is around where the Titanium Axe was, up in a hidden cave just to the north of SillyPears, but looks like either didn't spot it, or is just fine with sticking with this longsword. Longsword not the fastest weapon in the game, but it is very reliable. It's a pretty straightforward to read attack pattern. You're just gonna hit the 2 tiles in front of you in a straight line. So onto the Fortissimo fight is SillyPears. Gonna clean it up pretty quickly. Now, if he sees what Skullgirls got out of the purple chest, might opt for the red or the black instead, but going to just pick up that Ring of Gold as well. Ring of Gold, you know, much better as a score running item than a speed running item. Can give you can net you the necessary gold to buy a couple more shops out, but generally you want something better for the ring slot. Looks like Skullgirls finding a heal spell in this arena. Very nice find. Gonna provide a half heart of healing for every 15 kills. Can also use that on the stairs, using the stairs' invincibility properties to ignore the 1 heart blood cost it takes to blood cast heal. SillyPears starting to gain on Skullgirls a little bit here, narrowing the gap down to 1 floor. Skullgirls on 2-3, SillyPears on 2-2 right now. 3 damage going to let him break open that crate for free. Not containing much of a note though, just a pile of gold. But Skullgirls finding a crate room and getting a nice grenade charm and a frost charm out of that. Grenade charm's going to turn his bombs into a 6 damage thrown projectile. And that frost charm's going to protect against 1 hit's worth of damage and cast a greater freeze in the process. So some pretty nice pickups. Do have to be very careful with the grenade charm though, because it does boost that damage up to 6 and remove the fuse from the bombs. It makes them explode after 1 beat, so forget about them and try to bomb something when you're up against a wall. You're just going to throw the grenade directly in front of you and it will blow up in your face and kill you. Not what you want. Looks like SillyPears is going to spot that same crate room though. Going to get those same charms. It's a lot safer on SillyPears' side because he has that Blast Helm. The Blast Helm takes priority over the Grenade Charm in that the bombs will not be thrown. They will still detonate instantly on the player, like with the Blast Helm. But it does still upgrade the damage, so those Blast Helm bombs are going to be dealing a hefty 6 damage. Very easy conga fight for SillyPears. And going to be picking up the shield spell just as Skullgirls did and proceeding down to 3-1. So the gap between these two racers kind of staying steady at 1 floor for the time being. But I think that Torch of Strength is really putting on a lot of work for SillyPears. Popping shield there, a little bit unnecessary, but you know, sometimes you're not entirely sure. And ooh, getting hit by that ice slime trying to jump down the stairs. So gonna lose the frost charm there. But ooh, finding some obsidian armor, which is really great. Armor being kind of one of the key components to his build that SillyPears was missing. Also finding that Shrine of Space, gonna bomb that for a map. So very, very strong build here. Only thing it's lacking is some sort of footwear, but otherwise, this is a very safe build. Said Skullgirls finding plate armor of his own. And plate armor much better than obsidian armor. Obsidian armor caps at 1.5 parts worth of defense, depending on your multiplier. But the plate armor is just going to be that steady 1.5 parts of defense. Ooh, and Skullgirls sliding into a teleport trap there, but luckily it dumping him right by the already cleared out exit, so... And, okay, SillyPears finding that plate armor as well, so going to be matching Skullgirls on that front. Still 1 floor difference here. SillyPears could take this trapdoor to even up the gap a little bit. Looks like he's gonna do just that. Has to deal with this trapdoor room, but is going to use his shield spell very effectively here to avoid taking any damage. And is going to be on to this Coral Rift fight. Now, unfortunately, with that Blast Helm, he can't throw a grenade at Coral Rift's head just to get to phase 2 immediately. So he's going to have to walk up. It's going to take a couple more beats than it did for Skullgirls. But 2 swipes from this longsword will take out Coral Rift. Playing it safe, charging up his heal spell off the tentacles, and finishing off Coral Rift as Skullgirls goes down to 4-2. I can check that purple chest and then get a Scroll of Need. Not going to do a whole lot in this in the current situation he's got. Scroll of Need's effect depends on your current build and situation, and as it stands right now, the only thing Scroll of Need would do is upgrade SillyPears' shovel. I believe for Skullgirls, it would currently just give him glass versions of his entire build. I don't think there's anything Need would want to do for him right now. Although, one thing you can do with Need, and is actually generally going to be the most common thing you'll see use, and right there, popping a Scroll of Need when you're at half a heart will grant you a potion. You do have to be careful, though, because Need does have another clause, which is that if you have 2 or more enemies in your surrounding tile, it will deal 5 damage to all surrounding tiles, and that is actually the highest priority thing Need can do. So you gotta be really careful about using enemies to drop yourself down to that half a hit point, because it can be really easy to do that and then accidentally just deal damage instead of getting the potion you want, and now you've left yourself at half a heart, and you have no potion. Need does not give boots, no. More good shield spell usage from SillyPears here. Dealing with that nasty goo situation. I mean, the lead is, still solidly in Skullgirls' favor. Very consistently remaining at a 1 floor difference. I feel like SillyPears may be playing a little bit more solidly as far as combat is concerned, but that Titanium Axe just so much stronger for Skullgirls. I think if SillyPears wants to catch up, they got to start really aggressively using that Blast Helm. Those are 6 damage self-centered AoE attacks, so very powerful and can clear out swarms very quickly, more quickly than that Titanium Longsword.
Yeah, this race has been pretty amazing. A little scary for Skullgirls with the Titanium Axe, but SillyPears, I think it's that torch that's really been allowing him to keep close.
I think SillyPears just kind of needs to tank the spike damage here and just go for that trapdoor.
Yeah, I think that's...
Like, I think is wasting way too much time trying to get to the safe side on this.
I mean, he's also got a shield spell, so you could have just used that and then tanked it.
But, I mean, yeah, Skullgirls has been widening the gap, was 2 floors ahead for a little while there. Yeah, very aggressive play with the axe there, which is kind of how you gotta play with the axe. You want to be getting that, that 3-tile swipe, and if you want that, you have to be, like, really aggressively pushing down swarms.
I don't know about this strat here for Deadringer.
Oh,
I think she's still trying to use the luring strats, but
well,
it ended up working out.
Yeah, ended up working out, but yeah, SillyPears really has to learn to use the Blast Helmet, though. 12 bombs, 12
Yeah.
6 damage bombs with the Blast Helm could be pushing a lot harder than they are right now, which they really need to be, because Skullgirls starting the Necrodancer fight.
Yep. Yeah, and I mean, Silly's not too far back, but, Necrodancer fight can only take so long. We've seen it take a pretty long time, but still, I think Skullgirls is in really good shape right now. And SillyPears looks to be luring, deciding to bomb just all the bells.
I mean, has the bombs to do it, but gotta be careful about the setup here. Okay, just gonna let Deadringer hit the last bell. Oh no!
Oh,
that is not what you want to do.
Oh, he was spending so much time setting that up, and it just was the opposite of what he wanted.
Oh.
Tragedy strikes.
I wouldn't stop here, though, because Skullgirls, okay, well, handled that red
Has the
dragon.
potion, but looks scary with that half heart.
But, okay, there we go. Skullgirls is going to finish this out. So, game 1 goes to Skullgirls.
Wow. That was honestly a great race. Skullgirls doing a great job keeping the pressure on, going fast, and SillyPears trying to keep up. With a longsword is not the fastest weapon. Certainly not comparable to the axe, but the axe is scary, and this is blood, so,
Same time, yeah, I think, I'm not even sure SillyPears noticed the axe on Skullgirls' side, or, like, noticed where he picked it up. I feel like, as scary as it is, sometimes you might want to consider picking it up just to match their potential pace. That said, the Torch of Strength that SillyPears farmed up for was both, like, what let him keep up, but also what gave him that 1 floor deficit that he had the entire race.
That's interesting.
So,
I mean, we've got a bit of a mirror match in that sense. So we just have to see if, maybe Silly should be like, okay, don't farm as much. Although, I mean, I guess he needed it, so it's hard to say.
Yeah, again, it's really hard to say, because, yeah, on one hand, it let him keep up. On the, it let him not slide further behind, but on the other hand, it's what caused him to slide behind in the first place. So it's like,
did he not also die against the blood shopkeeper at the very beginning?
Yeah, that is true. There was that.
That also caused a bit of a drawback to this situation.
Yeah, which was kind of an interesting situation, because Skullgirls just completely ignored the blood shop, which is a call I absolutely wholeheartedly disagree with.
Blood shop is good.
But
speaking of which, Silly with that amazing placement on the bomb there, a little patience on that to look at what the trap room looked like and getting a money bomb and getting the trapdoor after the blood shot. That was a really smart play.
Yeah, and again, SillyPears getting the blood shot and getting a solid start to his run, and Skullgirls either missing it or just skipping it. Yeah, it's going to be doing this zone 1 on basic dagger.
Yeah, which, I mean, Titanium Broadsword, despite what Oblivion says, it's pretty good.
Yeah, Oblivion says a lot of things, so I'm just going to throw that out there.
That is true. He sure does.
A little bit of unfortunate Wraith spawn there for SillyPears. Going to take a little damage there. Finding the Shriner.
Yeah, might as well eat your apple, I'd say. You don't want to,
Yeah.
With no armor, 1.5 hearts is a little scary. Rather get hit and not die than get hit and die, so.
Yeah, gonna have to be careful with this deep blues, because, some things in this fight I think could one-shot him from that health. I don't know, I think the king would do it. Queen, maybe? I don't know the exact deep blues damage values, to be honest. Oh, no, Skullgirls.
Just not looking far enough ahead, I guess, there with that Wraith sitting up atop and the dragon causing problems. Maybe thought that they had enough, of a runway to kill that dragon. Actually had a bomb trap there, too, so it would have been perfect. But it did not work out.
Okay, so SillyPears picking up a titanium flail out of the blues chest there.
Yeah, I don't know. Broadsword flail, I get it. I guess it's zone 2. Actually, I don't know. I don't know which one's better.
I feel like Broadsword's probably, like, solid all around, but Flail kind of starts to have issues in the late game.
Yeah.
Like, you get to Zone 3 is kind of when Flail starts showing its flaws, because you get problems like, possibly getting hung up on hot coals with its huge attack range.
Yeah, and Broadsword is quite a bit better in Zone 4 than the Flail, I'd say.
Oh yeah, dealing with Blade Masters on Flail is, can be one of the most frustrating experiences in this game sometimes.
Whereas it's a complete delight dealing with it with a broadsword, with a broadsword. So
So okay, SillyPears are really just digging deep, looking for these bombs to get that ring of regen.
Yeah, this is a scant 2-1 for the bombs right now.
And yeah, it's looking like probably no bombs this floor. So unfortunately, it's not gonna be able to get that ring of regen.
Skullgirls dying on 1-3 again, and I believe it was I just saw what it was. Yeah, breaking a glass weapon with an awkward timing on a leprechaun spawn plus black skeleton swipe, so the lead continues to grow for SillyPears.
Yeah, I think Skullgirls may be needing to kind of take a step back here, reassess how they're approaching this 1-3.
And maybe avoid glass, perhaps. Or not.
No, okay, gonna bomb it this time for the glass armor.
Just take the armor.
Oh, and getting a blast helm for their trouble.
Yeah, they had the blast helm last run too, so it's a very valuable item to have, and one you can use for speed, which Skullgirls will need to do. I mean, it's not an insurmountable difference between the two racers, especially considering SillyPears' build is really not tip-top yet.
Yeah, SillyPears like trying to do all the farming in the world, but just not finding much. Pretty much no bombs. Okay, there's a pretty good shop if you're willing to murder poor Freddy there for that shuffle.
You've got flail strats.
But just gonna buy the 2 items that they can afford.
3 damage flail is much better than a 2 damage flail, so I think that might have been worth there.
I mean, yeah, it's debatable.
Yeah,
but there's also I think very often when you have a solid lead, killing the shopkeeper is not something you really want to be doing, because you want to be continuing to farm and try and assemble that build. And it's a little harder to do once poor Freddy's dead.
That is a good point.
Oh, but Skullgirls going down in 1-3, I think, again. Oh,
1-3.
but...
Oh, no!
SillyPears just, I think, getting a little bit flustered by that pincer maneuver on the 2 dark golems, and jumping into damage.
Yeah, I'm watching the replay right now. The 2 dark golems coming in. Those guys pack a punch, and in fact, SillyPears had 2.5 hearts. But those golems do 3. So
if you're on cadence and...
dead silly.
if you're on Cadence with no armor and still base health, you're gonna get killed by them, because, yeah, 3 hearts of damage.
Yeah, they mean. So now you've got Skullgirls with the sort of honing of Zone 1 here versus SillyPears, who's only run through it once. So we'll see how this goes. I don't know. Oh, man, SillyPears. Oh,
kind of unintentionally negating part of the damage they were setting themselves up to take there. The strat they were going for would have guaranteed a hit from the Minotaur, but managing to, I doubt intentionally, but take a hit from a yellow skeleton the beat before taking a hit from the Minotaur, which gives them invincibility to that Minotaur hit and saves them a heart.
But unfortunately, unable to buy the Boots of Pain, which actually be quite nice with that flail upcoming.
Oh yeah.
But
Boots of Pain giving you a little bit of forward range on your attacks.
Yeah, so good. Real safe.
But unfortunately costing a heart and a half to pick up, so when that's all the health you've got.
Oh, this is that red dragon again that has been causing problems for Skullgirls. See if SillyPears can handle it okay.
Oh, there's an obsidian flail.
Oh, hello.
Down there. We've seen that like every flail already.
Yep. Just flaily seed here. Nice.
And this is where screen watching can really come into play
here. Oh yeah. Oh no.
But,
oh jeez.
But yeah, I don't think SillyPears is doing much by way of that. I don't think it's gonna see that there was an obsidian flail in that hidden room just to the left. Always check your hidden rooms, Seth.
It's important, especially in 1-3. 1-3 can have some really good items.
So,
so Skullgirls going for purple there, not really finding much in value. I mean, sure. the Ring of Charisma is fine.
Are you doubting the power of Ring of Charisma?
I might be. Oh, SillyPears with the old throw strats.
Okay, so SillyPears securing the flawless on this deep blues. We'll proudly see them go for that titanium flail again. So we are having a flail off.
Flail off. Flail party. Yeah, and I mean, it's a close matchup considering, you know, we're 7.5 minutes into this race and it's been a lot of dying and we're close all of a sudden. And that is nice. So Skullgirls, because of the blast helmet, has the bombs. And I guess similarly, SillyPears not using a bomb to go into the blood shop or against the boss now also has a bomb. So both racers able to get this really good ring of regen here.
Oh, but walking into that blue mushroom immediately is
SillyPears on. That is unfortunate. So Pears now behind the 8 ball compared to Skullgirls, who's now Skullgirls got a pretty decent build here. Still a little scary. Still has to deal with that 2-3 exit room, which was kind of gross for SillyPears. But we shall see.
Well, finding a nice 3-pack of bombs there. Lucky Charm didn't work.
3 damage and a monocle. It's good stuff. Lets you find all the goodies. Oh, it's going to spy that the big dig as well. Also not going to take it.
I think it's the correct call here. As much as that extra damage is helpful. Ooh, getting dunked by a tar monster right there. As much as the extra damage is helpful, though, I think especially in Blood Tier, you're going to be wanting to keep your shopkeeper alive.
Thorns is better. I do not agree, Jas. Or Yas. I assume you mean that the Crown of Thorns over the Ring of Regen. It's good, and it's better now that Zone 5's a thing, but it's still not. Ring of Regen's amazing.
Yeah, especially considering to get the Crown of Thorns from the Blood Shrine, you have to take it and knock yourself down to half a heart, and then, you know, regen up with the blood weapon before you come back and bomb for the Crown of Thorns, because the Crown of Thorns cost half a heart to pick up. Yeah, it's I think I generally prefer just bombing it for the regen.
Yeah, I agree. The monocle paying out again with a strength charm, the rare strength charm, really valuable.
Oh, but here are the problems with flail arising almost immediately, taking some hot coal hits.
Yeah, I mean, a blood staff might be something worth considering here. considering how bad the flails can be in Zone 4, or sorry, 3, especially with, you know, people who might not be super comfortable with flail. And the transmute for just a weapon. That is a dangerous transmute. 3-1 transmute is spicy. Taking the Obsidian Spear, though, could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, Obsidian Spear, there we go, yeah. Getting off that flail, like we were talking about, it's a good idea once you start to head into the late game. Oh, that's
Speaking
a little bit
flail,
of a dangerous blue dragon here. Getting
Oh.
frozen on hot coals.
That doesn't even make sense. Oh man, SillyPears though did find that flail now, so I'm not sure if he just sort of did a little more exploring or if he noticed on his way down.
And the nice thing about that Obsidian Flail is that 3 damage is, you know, it's a critical threshold in so many ways, one of which including the ability to break barrels.
And find monocles. Hooray. Yeah, regen's also really good with spells because you know you have your guaranteed you can do 1 blood magic per floor pretty much. Well, I guess depending on the spell, but that's where you see it a lot, and it's really good. There was a race earlier. I'm blanking on who was racing, but it was a very effective blood magic use. Oh, Sailor Mint. Sailor Mint was doing some really great blood magicking with a ring of regen.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good strat.
Yeah, honestly, that's kind of the criticism that we're seeing a lot of people have about the Ring of Mana nerf, is that a lot of people say Ring of Regen is just straight better than the Ring of Mana with spells. And
Yeah,
to
which
an
makes
extent,
sense.
I agree with that sentiment.
Yeah. Oh, me too. Totally. Yeah, Flail just kind of falls off throughout the run there, Dig Dug. Like, it's good, and then it kind of just, I don't know, it's tough. It gets more and more technical and less sort of just mashy, which I'm sure was an intentional.
SillyPears, picking up the flaws with this monocle as well. Probably going to see him go for the Strength Charm.
Oh, yeah.
And on to Zone 3, just as Skullgirls is looking to finish up their Zone 3 on the
Yeah,
final
so
fight.
about his own back. I doubt that we're going to see him do the same thing with the Conjure shop. I don't even know if he's going to open it. It's there. Or, sorry, not Conjure. What do you call it? Transmog.
A little bit of a scary situation with that same Blue Dragon taking a little damage, but handling it well enough.
Yeah, certainly. And he had his ring of regen, so he's ready to fight the full health again.
Yeah, SillyPears really looking to just push here. Oh no. Okay. Oh, the Elemental bailing him out, digging the
Thank you.
digging the gas out of the wall for him.
Wow. Lucky. Insane.
Because that would have been like with that. That's another bad situation with the flail. The flail can get so screwed up by
just getting
spirits
attacked in the wall.
because you just are stuck attacking these other enemies that are right in front of you as those spirits just wailing on you from the side, and you're trying to dig and you just keep swiping at the enemies next to you. Like, it's bad. It's bad.
It is a bad time.
Titanium Axe here. Good potential swap for SillyPears. Looking like gonna stick with the flail.
Yeah,
Oh,
oh,
no! Jumping into the Hellhound.
Missing timing with the Hellhound. That one hurts.
And
Man, this seed has been mean. Lots of racers.
I think
dying.
kind of kind of something I'm seeing with SillyPears, which a lot of newer racers struggle with, is just you know, fighting that urge, that that instinct to move every single beat. I think just getting into a lot of bad situations because they keep trying to pace back and forth instead of just moving to a safe distance and waiting for something to happen. Sometimes even with Obsidian equipment, that's the better option to do here. And yeah, we could see there SillyPears like starting to fall off beat, getting flustered, and just going like, okay, I'm just gonna keep walking back and forth, and just walked into the Hellhound doing that.
Another thing to keep in mind is the is backing up. Like, a lot of racers push because they're racing, but the right strat objectively in a lot of cases is to step back just even 2 spaces. It doesn't take you that much more time, and it's gonna clear away the enemies or line them up with your attack.
Oh man, I just realized, yes, Skullgirls has the bomb charm grenade charm combination. So disgusting.
Wow, triple ham though. Thanks, Luck Charm.
I could really easily just throw a bomb in here and be done with this room.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. It's like you have to have a shower after using it. No Obsidian Cat, no Crystal Clod. I think at this point, when you have this much of a lead, you know, a 4 damage, or I guess a 2 to 4 damage spear is much more comfortable. The grenade is huge. Oh boy. Oh, missed the throw.
Happened to throw a little early there, but realizing and just throwing it against the back wall.
Probably would have been fine, yeah, because of the grenade.
Yeah, at this point, in the Skullgirls' shoes, I'd say, you know, I've got 10 bombs, like 10 throwable nukes, essentially. I'm just gonna be liberal with these. I'm just gonna be handing these out like candy, you know?
Probably could get through Zone 5 with just those 10 grenades, I would imagine. It's possible, as like a challenge run.
It's definitely, I think, feasible. Yeah, very, you know, even with just Grenade Charm, it's often very feasible to just open up a boss room. Oh no! Breaking everything, but has plenty of hams on deck, so it's fine. And there's a super secret shop.
Oh my goodness.
With heavy plate.
How do you even compete now? This is absurd.
Yeah, it's hard for me to say, it's hard for me to be optimistic for SillyPears here. I mean, Dorian can still die. That's all I can offer him here.
Well, and with the bomb charm.
Oh yes, that is true. Like Dorian can die very easily.
Yeah.
If Skullgirls is not careful in the Necromancer fight. Of course, Skullgirls doesn't have the Blast Helm, which is the Blast Helm bomb charm has definitely been the #1 killer of Dorian's lately.
Right. Yeah, you don't even realize, like, oh, and he's dead. 1 beat. That's it. The accidental dad dunk. Yeah, it is kind of nice from, you know, a tournament design perspective that it can't ever be totally guaranteed over. That's a big win mage for SillyPears there. Oof. Jumping into a clone, the worst. Hate that.
Yeah, this Zone 2 really proving tough for SillyPears.
Zone 2 without range can be pretty bad for like a newer player. Range is really useful.
A little bit of a crowded situation here for Skullgirls. Electromage kind of opening the other room there, but so much tankiness, it really doesn't care.
Yep, and grenade bombs, please?
Yep.
Yep.
Double grenade.
Easy peasy.
No problem. Gonna pick up the Flawless here. I imagine we'll probably grab the Frost Charm here.
You just gotta do away with the bomb protection, and it'll be good. I think then it actually makes it, like, difficult and interesting.
I'm
sure. Oh, Skullgirls already... That's not gonna work.
I'm a little confused about that, that movement, but alright.
I think just very concerned about Dorian. Oh my goodness. And the stage has been completely destroyed. That's all it takes. Now it just has to be careful not to fat finger.
Oh, Dorian already taking 2 hearts of damage.
I was gonna say don't fat finger your bomb button, but with Dorian being... Uh-oh. Run! Oh boy.
Okay. There goes the Frost Charm. That's gonna keep the enemies off of Dorian's tail for a little while.
Yeah. Daddy a little safe, yeah. Alright, 2 more hits.
Popping the freeze spell there, just, you know, blood casting the freeze, sure. That works just fine. And there we go.
There it is. Wow. So a bad seed. Like, I would say that was a straight up difficult seed. And it was actually clearly the right choice for Skullgirls to transmute that flail a ton to get the spear. It worked out quite nicely. Even though I don't know if I agree with it on a 3-1 transmute, but clearly was the right. It worked out.
I'm not sure how much I agree with your assessment of bad seed when we saw a runner have Grenade Charm, Bomb Charm in Zone 4 by the end of the race.
Certainly could have seen a little bit more grenade action. You know, would have made things a little faster, but it doesn't really matter at this point.
Yeah. So Skullgirls looking really good this match. Already got 2 points under their belt. Trying to remember if they've had their other race this week already. We saw SillyPears. SillyPears.
Yeah, SillyPears just played against the Crystal Quad.
Yeah, I casted the 3rd race in that set, which happened just a couple hours ago. And SillyPears did take 3 points off that set.
Yep, and so SillyPears looking to at least get 4 points here, maybe have a chance of getting into the promotion. Dropping all 3 would be pretty hard pressed to get into the promotion set here. And then let's see here. Skullgirls, this is Skullgirls' first race this week. We'll be up against Green Yoshi after this. We'll see how that goes.
Oh, hey, Cravondo, yeah, sorry. I have my alerts disabled during community cast because I try to, I want to minimize distractions from the race itself, but I will read your donation comment. Thanks for the 5 dead codas, by the way.
Nice.
With the comment,
just add them to the pile.
Here's another snack to contribute to the races, and also my tip of the night. Bomb charm was a mistake.
Well, we got a grenade charm here. I'm curious if anyone's going to use it right now, just because it's such a juicy room full of enemies. Super not necessary, but when you see that and you just picked up the charm.
Yeah, pretty,
I think Mac 4? Yeah, so Silly would need to get 1 here then.
Oh, Skullgirl's kind of missing the blood shot with that first grenade toss, but second time's the charm.
Ooh. Nah. I mean, Obsidian Whip. Okay, both
I think it's worth. There's a glass shrine there. SillyPears gonna not go for it, but
I still think don't.
I think Skullgirls is thinking about it. Oh, okay, maybe not.
I currently want either a glass dagger or a base dagger in this current seed situation, personally. But
I do feel like with that blood shop, if you want anything from it though, you walk in and you chuck a grenade at that blood shopkeeper's head. Oh no, SillyPears! Walking into damage from a yellow skeleton there.
Yeah, just kind of marching into him, kind of losing track of... Oh wait, hold on. I'm watching the replay here. Oh yeah, just jumping right into him. Maybe got spooked by that wraith that spawns just behind. It's very possible those things will spook you all the time. They make that little sound. What ban frax? I love it. Man, when Spooty said that, I even winked. No one can see me. I just did. It was great. He's such a punk, Mac.
I mean, if you want to ban them for like 5 seconds, I suppose I'll allow it.
Well, there you go.
That's all you get, though.
You got free reign for 5 seconds. All right, well, Skullgirls now with the lead, considering the death for Silly. Silly back on that 1-3 floor, hoping to not jump into another skelly. Remember, you got that cutlass, so as long as you're attacking, you are totally safe. Oh, rip. Get wrecked.
All right, setting up that gold kill on that crate for those wing boots.
Oh, boy.
Wing boots, kind of falling out of favor with the release of Amplified. They were always kind of on the fence. A lot of racers, were very torn on whether they were worthwhile or not, because, obviously when you're floating, you're immune to every floor hazard, but that includes trap doors. So you have to find the exit every floor with those boots. But immunity to hot coals and ice and ooze, it's all really nice. Oh wow, that was a ridiculous gold kill set up on SillyPears' side.
Oh, I missed it.
Getting pushed by a ghost with a parry into a piece of gold to kill Death Metal.
Oh yeah. Oh, I just saw it. Oh, that's epic. Oh,
that is
man.
So good.
That is serious. That gets on the highlight reel with Zelmus's his Conga fight as well, for sure. By the way, that 2-1 chop is quite nice. There's 2 cursed hearts, the titanium
Oh no! Blue
Oh,
mushrooms
no.
being the bane of SillyPears today. Second time
Oh.
we've seen him go down to that in the set.
They don't move. Stay away. Oh,
But
that's sad.
yeah,
Ooh, an electro dagger. I mean, electro dagger holster. You kind of gotta.
Yeah,
If you don't want to
holster,
use it, just save it for your boss fights. Like you still got Conga. You still got Deep Blues.
yeah, both really good fights for the electric dagger there.
So good.
Electro dagger in general, like I honestly feel like electro dagger is a top tier weapon.
It's so good, but it's not like dumb good. It's just great. It's just really fun. I think it's just a positive item in the game. It's just like the bomb charm. Kid, of course. I twitch.
Okay, so SillyPears gonna bomb for this glass armor here, a little bit of extra protection. Skullgirls.
Skullgirls finding a ton of protection here with a potential ring as well as a cursed potion.
Doing a little bit of holster action here, juggling between that gold cutlass and the electro dagger. I think once that ring of peace.
Trying to figure out about the bomb.
Or-
Okay. Oh.
Okay, no, trying to figure out how to not lose any weapons with the holster.
You might want to consider, getting the orange scroll and doing up the cutlass.
Yeah, I think enchanting the cutlass is a really good idea here. A titanium or obsidian cutlass would be fantastic.
A glass one wouldn't be the end of the world, considering you've got a holster.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
So yeah, I think that might have been a good call, but that's okay. 8 bombs too, so it's not really cutting into your bomb supply too much.
Kind
I'm
of
just thinking
forgetting about
so many ways to kill.
We
Corvus
saw this a
here.
little bit with the Mint versus Heather race. And you've got that holstered dagger. You generally want to be throwing the dagger at Corvus' head, not the grenades. Save your bombs for something else.
But also had the frost scroll, which would have made for a little bit faster of a fight. But at this point, with SillyPears, more than a zone behind, it's fine to not have to do that, to not spend your resources on that in that sense. The throw would have been probably the best call, I'd say.
So SillyPears with a little bit of a tough death metal fight, but gonna get through it with the flawless impact. And going for the black chest, finds the titanium flail again. Little deja vu from last seed, but gonna pass on it.
Yeah. And there's that really good shop. I mean, you can one bomb kill the shopkeeper here with your cutlass if you really want to.
There are plenty of ways to do it. You can you can chuck 2 grenades. You can chuck 1 grenade at the freeze spell. You can chuck 1 grenade and parry with the cutlass.
Yep. So many ways. And away goes the leprechaun.
I'm just gonna chuck a grenade
Freeze spell pickup,
here,
though,
or
for
freeze
Silly.
spell here maybe. There we go.
Also
Gonna pop
grenade
the
him if you really
freeze
wanted to.
and getting the lucky charm on SillyPears' side. Skullgirls having a tough time getting this dragon oriented, but manages it.
Yeah, that cutlass making things easy. Don't think about
Going
it. And
to-
getting the leprechaun on Skullgirls' side as well.
Yep. So lucky charm for both racers here. Kind of using the holster as a sort of beat burner.
Love it. Yeah. The old ghetto war drum there. Nice. Ooh. now's a good
Whoa,
time
get a
to
little
flip out
flustered.
that
Lots of missed beats, a couple of hits of damage here.
Yeah,
Gotta
no
stay
potion
calm.
or anything. So sketchy situation. Oh boy. All that stuff. Not bad. Outright buying the plate mail. Sure.
Transmute spell. Oh, just taking the leaping.
Here
Okay.
we go. Leaping around.
That's what I like to see.
Oh dear. Okay. Turn them
Well.
off. I was panicking a little there.
When I say it's what I like to see, it's like I love leaping. Leaping's such a fun item. But as
it's
far
great.
as safe play when you're in the lead goes, you probably don't want to be using it.
I do gotta say, SillyPears has been closing the gap pretty dramatically.
Oh my, Skullgirls. You'll want to be careful there.
Oh yeah, this might be a situation of just dropping down the trapdoor. Oh, handles it. Now drop down though. No harm in doing so. Unless you're trying to get your heal spell brought up, but I don't even know.
Oh no! Blood healing, expecting himself to be on the stairs, but the shove monster blocking, so losing half a heart there for nothing. Ooh, good.
Oh, so delicious though.
Good on Skullgirls to swap to the electric dagger for this fight though, and gonna get the flawless
Gotta
on
be
for
careful
Kissable.
on the sides. Those spawns, sometimes they'll just get you.
Mm-hmm.
They spawn in those particular spots by the speakers, and it's real dangerous.
Picking up the Ring of Luck, which is gonna do absolutely nothing because Lucky Charm has the exact same effect currently.
Hooray! Useless. Well, what it will do is give you something to transmute, I guess. Or, I don't know. I guess you can swap rings now. Might as well, with the money.
Oddly enough, skipping over it. I think what you should be doing there is picking up the Ring of Shielding and then transmuting the two remaining items there.
Sure. I mean, Snowbro's not that bad, but yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, playing more Dorian does help. Ooh. That monkey teleport there. Yipes.
Okay, yeah, Skullgirls kind of taking their time here, clear some enemies and recharge that heal spell.
Nice gold kill by SillyPears, so he's going to be moving on to 3-3. I mean, he is closing the gap here, and that freeze spell, if he uses it appropriately, he could really speed up here and catch up big time. Especially since I'd imagine we're going to see a little bit of slow play from Skullgirls.
Whoa, the parry, the crazy parry!
Oh,
the ogre club parry into the spider parry, just getting like thrown across the map.
What even is? Okay.
Oh no!
Oh no, bats! Wait, what?
Ooze! Getting oozed.
Did Skullgirls die from a bat with +3 luck?
No, that was an ooze golem.
Oh, the golem got the kill there?
Yeah. Just trying to, I think, having a little bit too much faith in the Cutlass parry. Just kind of mashing face into the golem, not really considering that first hit's gonna drop a news tile, and stepping into the damage.
And now SillyPears has a decent build. Never found that.
Oh, okay. Dropping the flawless to just some scary ice slides.
Happens. Okay.
Using the freeze spell might not be a bad idea. Okay, gonna clean the fight up, but no flawless. So, 1 damage Cutlass into Zone 4.
By the way, just as a update around the league, we got Thalen versus Madoka currently ongoing, and it looks like Madoka is about to claim the first victory at least 3 matches on that race.
All right. That's over in Blood Tier, right?
That is a Blood Tier race, yeah. That's being hosted on CS the First's channel. Commentated by Alexis and CS1. Yeah, this does, I mean, this is certainly not over right now.
Yeah, we are kind of seeing SillyPears get themselves real spooked with this room here. Ring of Shielding doing a lot of work there to help them clear out that swarm.
Making sure he doesn't die. Now, boots might be the story of the match right now. We're not seeing the goo boots, and I'm definitely spooked for SillyPears on that.
Yeah,
on that front.
That room right above the exit room in that 4-1 is really nasty for a 4-1. Usually you only see those giant ooze puddles in 4-3.
Yeah, pretty brutal.
Possible food shop over there. Has the pickaxe, could dig right into it, but
doesn't.
Gonna skip it.
Oh no, he dug it to make it do that.
Oh, okay, no, okay, yeah, that's right. My bad.
Yeah, there was a deep buffer on it. Right. I'm also curious who's going to be our first racer to be in 3 different leagues.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like it's certainly there's a few candidates who are very possible for that, but it'll be interesting to see. certainly, I think Cyber might have a shot, although he's still got a lot of difficult people in Crystal to get through. But he's been playing really well.
Ooh, really nice to get Peace Find for SillyPears there. That gives them an extra heart container to play with and easier floors. So.
Oh, talk about a perfect grenade charm room right there. But does not use it. Use it now. You still can. Oh. Ooh, Snowbro paying off.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, that would have been probably dead if Snowbro wasn't doing his thing. Oh, yeah, ArtQ. Yeah, ArtQ did get... That's correct, Boardmy. Yeah, ArtQ was in the Titanium promotion, but did not promote. But also on pace to potentially do it again. So, yeah, ArtQ playing well.
Swapping the freeze for the shield spell. I think that's fair. Shield spell, you know, kind of does have that thing with the Necrodancer fight where you can get a really long-lasting shield.
Yeah, it's so nice.
So looking ahead to the late game, yeah, I think shield's probably the better choice here.
Absolutely. Also, Space Cow, I believe, has been putting in a lot of work. Space Cow's been doing very well lately.
Getting tripped up by this bounce trap. It can be really tricky to deal with bounce traps when you have lead boots and are immune to them yourself. Really hard to track exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they're not wearing lead boots, though. So,
interesting use of shield there. I think meant to use the heal spell.
I think, yeah, that's exactly what happened. Probably armor. I'd say
yeah, I think you want to just conjure armor here, but gonna go for a weapon, wanting a little bit more damage, but...
Titanium Spear could work.
Obsidian Bow is fine, in my opinion, too, but just gonna stick with the Cutlass here.
Yeah, the bow's cool, because you're still gonna do conduit damage as long as you're standing on the conduit, even if you're shooting something that's well off of it.
Alright, and cleaning up the Deep Blues fight as Skullgirls cleans up for Rift 2. Finding an Obsidian Rapier, gonna make the swap for that.
There you go. Pretty good. I mean, damage isn't as necessary in Zone 5, but Obsidian Rapier is quite good. Probably better than a Gold Cutlass, I'd say.
Yeah, gonna probably make the swap to Explorer's Boots here? Nope.
Just going with that Compass, I think that's fine.
Explorer Boots, I think, is definitely the better boot choice for Zone 5. You don't have Ice or Ooze to worry about anymore in Zone 5, but you do have Water to worry about.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. I think lots of people just don't even think about it. It's like you don't even really think about
water balls.
The four hazards you think of is the conduit, which is the hazard.
Water balls are generally pretty inconsequential, like 90% of the time. But then every now and then they find a way to just sneak in and really ruin your day.
They'll get you. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, you can see the damage of this Obsidian Rapier really putting in work here. One shot and everything it hits.
It's already down to 5-3, so SillyPears looking to finish this one out. Getting petrified there a little bit, but not too bad.
Yeah. And a win here will give him a pretty good shot at making it to the promotions for Blood.
Picking up a drumstick there for a little bit of emergency healing.
Also aiming to be in those, would probably want another shot at the promotion this week, so imagine they're pretty amped up about getting that with, I imagine trying to get a few points off Green Yoshi.
Alright, and on to Deadringer. Probably going to be seeing some lures here.
Yes, indeed. Jack would be happy. And that rider, though.
Oh, again, freezing the, okay. Trying to get the alignment back on. Ooh, the rat put in work. Snowbro blocking that, though, but yeah. It's a little bit off the rails at the end, but keeping it under control nicely. Oh!
Down goes Skullgirls, Ooze Golem.
Skullgirls going down to that Ooze Golem.
And Skullgirls might be calling this one here.
Oh, okay. SillyPears has got to be careful about their bomb placement. They're down to one bomb.
Yeah, you don't want to have to
there we go.
Puzzles.
But in the right place, getting that that long-lasting shield there. Skullgirls expressing a little bit of frustration. Starting to play the seed, why me? Yeah, I think Skullgirls, though, throwing in the towel here. Just gonna let SillyPears finish this out.
Yeah, which I think is totally fair. I mean, you know, you got your 2 wins as well, so Skullgirls should not be too bummed out right now, especially dropping a game to SillyPears, who certainly is no slouch.
Yeah, SillyPears put down a really solid showing against Crystal Claude earlier this week. Oh, does have to watch for his Dorian, though. Dorian just kind of, I think, 3 hits that white skeleton.
Nice lure, though. He's been really using the lure strats, which is pretty good to see from a Blood Racer. And he's going to wait out that explosion, and this should be it. Really pushing the lures here.
Trying to, but struggling a little bit. But there we go. There's the last hit.
I appreciate the effort. Absolutely.
And there we go. That's the end of the set. 2-1 in favor of Skullgirls.
Nice.